Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Tuckahoe Zoning Board of Appeals for the month of September 2021. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with unity and justice for all.
Thank you.
A little flair in your pledge there.
Okay, we did that. Please take the roll.
Sure. Member Jackman.
Present.
Member Fiore.
Present.
Member Scalzo.
Present.
And Chairman Ringwald.
I am present. Before we begin and cover the agenda items, I'd just like to make note, a longtime member of this board, John Palladino, has decided to move on for family reasons, spend more time with his family and grandkids and whatnot, and he's done a phenomenal job with us, and I'm really sorry to lose him, and actually, he's very sorry that he can't juggle all of his other commitments and stay with us, but I'd just like to make a statement that, you know, he did a lot for this village. He was always level-headed, always reliable, always here. Great guy, and he'll be sorely missed. So, thanks, John, for all your service. Hopefully you're watching us tonight. With that said, first order of business will be the approval of the minutes for the July the 14th, 2021 meeting. Anybody have any questions or need to make changes? All right, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the
Second.
July 14th, 2021 meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Thank you. First item tonight will be, just in case anybody's at home watching, 377 Marbledale Road is adjourned. They are not here this evening. 377 Marbledale Road is not in front of us this evening, nor is 69 Main Street or 22 Underhill Street. So the first item will be 145 Main Street, seeking a special permit for reduction in parking.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm Len Brandis, representing Leewood Enterprises for this application. We have been able to secure 4 parking spaces as requested, and we'll continue our request for a variance for 7 parking spaces.
Okay. Any board members have any questions?
No.
Dare I ask where they're located, Lenny?
Ooh, good question.
On Marbledale.
No.
Okay. Near it.
I have the lease, and I know Mr. Williams reviewed it, and it's acceptable to us.
Okay.
Great.
Is it down by the rink or is it closer to them?
Down by the rink.
Okay, so they got a little hall to get to the, okay.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Something.
So, Gary, the public hearing is closed on this. Any reason to open it again?
Yeah, there was a new notice sent out, just a name change, so I would just reopen it. I don't see anyone here, but just
All right.
formality, let's open it, and if no one comments, then we can close it.
Thanks. All right, I'll make a motion to open the public hearing on 145 Main Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone from the public who would like to comment regarding 145 Main Street? Anyone at home on Zoom? Very good. I'm going to make a motion to close the public hearing for 145 Main Street. Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Okay, Lenny, thanks. You can have a seat. Does any member have a resolution in the form of a motion they'd like to present for
Yes,
145?
Mr. Chair, I have a resolution in form of a motion.
Thank you.
The application for area variance requested by Leewood Enterprises LLC, whose address is 145 Main Street, Tuckahoe, New York, Section 29, Block 3, Lot 16, for relief from the following sections of the zoning code: 5-1-.2, 1.4, 2 or more use of the same lot. Secret resolution. Based on this application as submitted, the Zoning Board of Appeals finds and determines that 1. The action taken herein is an unlisted action subject to the requirements of SECRA and its implementing regulations. 2. The Zoning Board of Appeals is in possession of all information reasonable necessary to make this determination as to environmental significance of the proposed area variance application. 3. The action taken herein shall not have a significant adverse impact on the environment and is declared that a negative declaration is hereby adopted with regards to this action.
Thank you. Do I have a second to the motion?
Second.
Gary, please poll the board.
Member Jackman,
Approve.
Member Fiore,
Approved.
Member Scalzo,
In favor?
and Chairman Ringwald.
In favor. Thank you. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Applicant is the owner of 145 Main Street, Tuckahoe. 145 Main Street is an existing building with 3 on-site parking spaces. The applicant is now faced with having to provide 14 spaces for its proposed use as the ownership and use have changed. Applicant is seeking relief from the zoning code 5-1.2.1.4, requiring that 14 spaces, and is looking to have the required space reduced to 7, which will be comprised of 3 on-site spaces and 4 off-site spaces. Since this is an existing building with limited space existing, we find that a reduction of the required parking from 14 to 7 is appropriate. Therefore, recommendation for the area variances to be granted as the benefit of the applicant of the area variance outweigh and the detriment of health, safety, and to the welfare of the neighborhood. The applicant has demonstrated through its submissions and presentation that has met all aspects of the 5-prong test to satisfaction of this board. Prior to the building inspector issuing any permits for the occupancy of the building, the applicant must show satisfactory proof to the building inspector that it obtained the 4 off-street parking spaces. It is the requirement that the 4 off parking spaces be maintained by the applicant, and it is determined that the applicant has not maintained its 4 off-premises parking spaces, that his approval is revoked, and that the applicant must appear back before the board. The granting of the variances herein is granted on the condition that the work under such variance be complete within 3 months of the granting thereof, failing which variance shall become null and void.
Thank you. Do I have a second to the motion?
Second.
Gary, please poll the board.
Member Jackman,
In favor?
Member Fiore,
In favor.
Member Scalzo,
In favor.
and Chairman Ringwald.
In favor. Okay. Very good. Congratulations. Good luck.
Congratulations.
Good luck with the new
Looking
business.
forward to that building being occupied. Great. Thank you. Next item would be 15 Hollywood Avenue East. Is the applicant present?
Member Chair, I've also looked outside. I don't see him present tonight.
And we don't have anybody on Zoom from.
Is he on Zoom? No?
He's not on Zoom?
Let's second call it. Let's see if he shows up in the next couple of minutes.
All right.
We could call an audible and vote on denying all his, right now.
No. No.
Guy doesn't show for 2 months.
All right, we'll leave it to the end, see if he comes. Next item will be 263 Dante Avenue, seeking an area variance for a new mudroom, portico, and second-floor bathroom. Is the applicant present? Please step up to the mic, state your name and address for the record.
Hunter Roth, 59 Hubert Place, Yonkers, New York, 10704. I'm the contractor for 263 Dante in Tuckahoe.
Okay, thank you, welcome. So why don't you, you have some drawings, other drawings up on the board there?
Yes, sir.
Donnie, if you don't mind going to the drawings.
Why don't you,
You can
Yeah.
take the mic with you.
You can
take the mic and you can point to the drawings.
Just walk us and the public through what it is exactly that you're doing, please.
So this is a,
You gotta kind of stand to the
So
side.
the camera's back there.
There we go. Perfect.
so this is for a variance for a bathroom above the garage. The garage is existing. Here's the existing roof line. So what we want to do is just get some more height, do a little dormer roof over here. So we
And
can
that's
create
at the rear of the property.
Yes.
Yeah.
The rear right side
Okay.
of the property.
And the rear of that property faces Columbus Avenue, correct? Train tracks?
The rear of the property, yes, it faces
Right,
the train
okay.
tracks.
So it's not encroaching on anybody else's property behind, there's nobody behind you?
one behind you.
That is correct.
Good, thanks.
And what other changes are you making to the roof line and the structure?
With the dormer area,
Oh, just in general in the application, this application.
the other change is for this front portico area, little mudroom. So the variance is, it fits the look of the neighborhood. There are many other porticos in the neighborhood. So we're going to just, push, I think the variance is for, the distance between the street and the front of the portico.
Right. Front yard, right.
And the house previously just essentially ended, and there was no kind of step up to the house right there. So the idea was to give yourself a sort of entrance for the residents.
Correct. The, Marietta and Eric, they have young children, so this way they come in, they take their dirty shoes off when it's raining or muddy, put them in a little, cubby area and walk on in. So it's a nice little place for guests as well. We're actually doing, we have 2 other open permits. We're doing, my customers are spending a lot of money on this job, putting a lot of money into, refreshing the place. We're doing a bathroom up in the basement, and we're also redoing multiple rooms in the house, the kitchen, doing an open concept.
Right.
So,
And do you feel the portico and coming closer to the street is consistent with the other properties, on
Yes.
each side of the house? Okay.
correct, yeah, it fits the look of the neighborhood. There are several homes that have the little bumped out portico in the front.
No, that is correct. It will look good. So the footprint is not increasing on the side. The only place where it's increasing is, what, about 5 feet for the, what you call it, a portico, mudroom coming out?
Yes, sir, correct.
So it does. It fits in character with the neighborhood,
And
absolutely.
essentially, the property is not encroaching on neighbors next to them, it's only coming towards the road.
That is correct.
Okay. I don't have any questions. I think it looks
Anybody else
great,
have
and I think it'll be a great improvement.
Yeah, it will. It'll look good.
No, I think this is a, quite frankly, a tired property, so I'm very excited that the applicants are here to invest money to make the house nicer and improve upon it, and I agree with the other comments. I think it's in keeping with the character of the neighborhood.
Cool.
You have any questions of us?
No, sir?
That looks good.
All right, thanks. You can have a seat. Thank you. So I'm going to make a motion to open the public hearing regarding 263 Dante Avenue. Do I have a
Second.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak regarding 263 Dante Avenue? Please step forward.
One of all the people in the audience.
That might be in the hallway.
On Zoom, Mr. Chair.
Everyone was super interested in this meeting tonight.
Okay, seeing none, I'm going to make a motion to keep the public hearing open until next month. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So as you heard from all of us, this looks, it's good. It's going to be a very good improvement to the property, and you really shouldn't have a problem. There's no public outcry. No, I think everybody would support it, actually. So as we discussed earlier, the way this works is you'll come back next month, and we should be able to wrap this up at that time. All right? So thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, I meant to ask.
Do you have any questions of us before you leave? I mean, you're welcome to
No?
stay.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds like a silly question. Are you putting, it's not even my business, but are you putting lights on the outside of the mudroom so you can see where you enter?
Most likely, yeah.
Okay.
I believe by code,
You have to have a couple lights out there. Okay. That was
Thanks.
random thought of the day, that was all.
Yeah, he's in the hallway.
No neon lights. Those aren't allowed.
That'd be cool, man. That'd be awesome.
It would be cool, but they're not allowed.
Christmas lights.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. You're done for that?
Where'd Coolidge go?
Have a good night.
Thanks.
How would I?
He's right here. Yeah, he's coming in, he's letting those guys out.
See, I'm getting to that point in my
The-
life. I just don't care anymore. Exactly. Might just pick the habit back up.
The next item on our agenda is 4 Coolidge Street, seeking an area variance for parking in the front yard. The applicant is here. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Artin, and I live in the 4 Coolidge Street, Tuckahoe, New York 10707.
Very good.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So your drawing is up on the plexiglass. If you would be so kind as take the mic and step up there so you can,
Pull out, yeah.
there you go. And then walk us through exactly what it is you're asking for.
So,
You
Just
just
stand kind of to the side of
a little further
Yeah.
out. There you
There you
go.
go. There you go.
Good.
so as you can see, there is a driveway with 3 parking spaces. This is the existing with the front yard. There's pavements to go to the entrance and another pavement to go to the side entrance. And
And first of all, what type of property is this? Is it a one-family?
it's a multifamily, 2-family house, no basement.
So it's a legal two-family that's required to have 4 spots by code, correct?
Yes, sir. There is a lot of bushes, shrubbings in front of the yard. And for the future, we are a little larger family. We're a family of 5, and we're gonna be more. I just wanted to have another additional space added to the parking. No big, I think this drawing is done a couple months ago, but due to the summer and the vacations and everything, I forgot the exact numbers, but I think if I remember correctly, the whole yard is like 7,000 square feet. And by the calculations of the tracks that we would take would be an additional 140 square feet, which is like 13 or 15% of the total.
Although we should say the code is based on your front yard square footage. I think 7,000
Yes.
is the total yard.
Yes, sir.
So a rough guesstimate would be maybe, let's say, 35, nothing to hold
Yes.
you to, but like 3,500 square feet in your front yard, of which 1,245-ish is paved, and you would be adding an additional 140, roughly, right?
There, yes.
Here or there.
If you look, like it's not that much in the back.
Right. And you've got that very large kind of point on your property, which has got a lot of space, right, on the south end of the property? Yeah, you've got a
Yes.
very large sort of.
Yes, and there is additional shrubing right here
Okay.
that we cannot, for some reason, see. I think he missed it, or I'm not sure. Is it necessarily to be there or anything? Just want to let everybody know.
But it's very shielded from the street.
Yeah.
If you drive up
Yes.
the road, you really can't see your
No,
yard
there
from
is
the
a
street.
wall there.
Yep.
There's a wall actually, and then there's extra shrubing right here in the middle,
Okay.
where you actually can't, from the street, you cannot see even my front door.
Right.
But
So we just want to be clear, and you did state it, your property goes all the way down to the bottom of the V. So if you could just
Yes.
circle all that with your finger,
yes,
that's all your front
this is all
yard.
the front property.
So you're looking for a very small percentage of the front yard, and the area that you want to put those pavers is already blocked by the topography and additionally from plants and bushes, et cetera.
Yes, sir.
So to Member Jackman's point, it cannot be seen from the street.
No,
Right.
because even down here, the wall goes higher and higher, actually, as you go.
All right.
Good.
Questions?
Yeah, I drove by this property today. You can't really see it from the street. The front yard is effectively blocked off by shrubbery and the topography, unless you're right up on the actual driveway and looking in, you know. And there seems to be good shrubbery between this property and the adjacent properties as well. So there's good coverage and privacy as well there.
And is there any street parking in front of this property?
Right in front, it's not allowed because of the turn.
Okay. So there's no street
no street
parking
parking at all.
available to this property, correct?
You have to
If-
go up the hill.
Yeah, it's up the hill. There's a turn, and even when it snows, I saw there you cannot park on the whole street.
Great.
So in other words, you have no safe alternative to parking in your property. It's difficult. You would have difficulty finding street parking for the property.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No, that's a good point. Once the snowy season comes, one side of each street is eliminated, and that particular street then becomes no parking on either side during the snow, so.
Yes.
Yes, but it's no mercy streets.
Now, on the negative side, I do want to note that as we discussed in our work session, parking or paving on a front yard of the property is usually fairly frowned upon in the village, especially based on our code. Now, that's why we're here, is to give relief from that code. However, in the past, our approvals have usually been based on either them not having sufficient parking, one spot, for example, or the parking itself being inaccessible, for example, not being able to open their car doors or not being able to turn properly off the street. So I just want to be upfront with you that it is a larger ask usually to get parking on your, essentially your yard. However, as we've just discussed, there are plenty of mitigating circumstances why this might be a reasonable ask for you.
Yes.
Right. No,
Yes.
So there's this, you have reasons that you need this parking.
Yes, sir.
We're just trying to clarify that, this is a discussion we have as a village, and that we do have to kind of be very careful about these parking easements.
And unless you fly over the property, you wouldn't even know that it was there. So it is very well hidden. I know, I live right up the block. And, you really have no other alternative. So I think it's a reasonable request. It's a small percentage of your entire front yard.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't, if this does get approved, I would encourage that rather than putting in those pavers, maybe possibly what is the permeable stone? It's kind of like a paver, but it's got permeable.
In if you like, now we don't have pictures. I should have.
Right, if you zoom in,
I
it's
should have
it's a
gotten
permeable-
pictures. The pathway to the entrance of the house and everything is actually like stones. Those they're like 2-inch thick stones.
Okay.
And I was thinking to do the same thing, so it actually is more like a decor,
Okay.
and it's gonna be grass in between, and gonna have like flowers and shrubs, more like flowery thing, because my mom likes plants and everything, and
Okay. Yeah, and I might encourage you, this one next to me is the tree hugger, but I might encourage you to replace the tree or that very
Yes.
large bush that you're taking out, that you replace that somewhere else on the property potentially.
I will
Replant it.
replace it a little lower.
Okay,
That is the original plan.
okay. No, that'd be great.
Yes, sir.
It'd be nice to have a tree in that.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of holy trees, which I never had in yards or anything, and they're great. But like,
Yep. Understood. Doesn't have to be the same one. I'm just,
no, I understand.
would help hide that parking spot if you.
Yes,
put it
sir.
in.
Is another consideration, instead of pavers, I don't know what they're called, but the pavers that have holes in them that grass grows through them, maybe that would look even nicer, but that's, just something to consider. Not a
course.
requirement.
It was just an idea to start with, but once approved, we will see to get it as more like ecological and like in that.
Yeah, especially given
Sense.
given the hill is my concern was I didn't want to increase the
water drainage,
the
yes.
runoff.
Yeah.
So just as long as you come up with some, I'm sure Bill and the building department and we'll be all over it. So
Yeah, especially in the wintertime with no ice forming going down the hill.
Yeah. I didn't have the opportunity to live here earlier during the winter, but I see like the town itself is very like well maintained, and I believe even during the winter or the snow, it's not a problem.
we actually have the building department
Yeah,
head
Bill.
on the Zoom here. He had
Would
something.
you like to say something?
Yes, they make impervious pavers just for that application so that you can park and still have the green go through it so that it'll pick up all that water.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
thank you.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
I don't have any more questions.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
You have any questions of us?
No, I'm good.
You good? So as we mentioned in the work session, we're going to open the public hearing now. And If there's no comments from the public, we'll leave the public hearing open until our next meeting next month, at which time we will close the public hearing, and barring no major changes, we'll be able to render a decision at that time. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Appreciate
Yeah,
you
you're
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And welcome to the neighborhood, too. I know it's been a
Yes.
while, but
So I'm going to make a motion to open the public hearing for 4 Coolidge Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no one in the room, I assume no one has any comments. Anybody on Zoom?
Nobody?
Very good. I'll make a motion to leave the public hearing open on 4 Coolidge Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Seeing no other business, I will make a motion.
Oh, we got one more.
nope, we have one more. We have to
Hollywood.
deal with 15 Hollywood. We can't just,
Oh.
15 Hollywood,
you're all set.
I'm sorry.
There you
Thank
We'll
go.
see you next month.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I know this is the second time they haven't appeared. As a possible solution, I could look with the building department to see if there's any court proceedings we can start to get this thing moving.
Okay. Unfortunate. All right.
Can we propose he pulls everything out? He hasn't shown up for 2 months. He clearly doesn't care about this.
Yeah, I'll have to speak to the building
So-
department to see, if there's work done without a permit, which would be a violation, and we can get him to court on that, since he hasn't corrected it. It's unfortunate, I know.
So can we just propose that we right now vote against all his application?
It's up to the board, but I think looking into a court solution might be a better avenue to go.
Okay?
I would agree with the attorney. Anybody else?
No, look, you gotta come before the board, you gotta do things properly, and if you don't do it properly, you're gonna get fined, so, let's work with the building department and the courts, as necessary if, they're not coming here.
I don't think there's any more ifs. This guy hasn't paid a penny in fines. This has been a ridiculous application. And he should be fined already. And if any, as of tomorrow, he should be served.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
He built without permits, multiple issues with his applicant. 5, 6 variances he needed? Multiple issues, never got a fine. Did all the work without, not necessarily without permits, but his work was not covered by the permit he applied. Now has 2 months of no-show. I would very much hope that we'd bring it to court immediately.
All right. I think we should. Seeing no other further business, I'll make a motion to close this meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good night, Tuckahoe.
Night.
Thank you.